Hello and welcome to Unit 2, Part 5. I'm Mr. Bell, and today we're going to talk about conversions and using units to compare different quantities, and I'm also going to include some area and perimeter formulas kind of for a review. Before we get into the actual lesson, some of the conversions that we're going to deal with involve the area and perimeter of some of the basic shapes. So this is a good chance to kind of review some of those. So we're going to talk about the square, a rectangle, triangle, and circle. If you notice on the left, I have the area formulas for each one. The area of a square is side squared, so whatever one of your sides is, you just square it. The area of a rectangle would be your length times your width. The area of a triangle would be 1/2 the base times the height. And the area of a circle will be pi times the radius squared. And remember, the radius goes from the center point of the circle to any point on the circle. And if there was a line that went all the way across through the center of the circle, it would be a diameter. The radius would be half of the diameter. And the basic perimeter formulas. For a square, you just add all four sides together to get the perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around the shape. The perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. That's because the length is the same across from each other and the widths will be the same across from each other. Perimeter of a triangle, you just add all three side lengths. And we don't use the word perimeter for a circle, we say circumference, and the circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. This example says that one side of a square is 24 inches in length. What is the area in square feet? So not only do we have to set up an area situation, but we also have to do some converting. Math teachers like to say, when in doubt, draw it out. So this says one side of a square. So let's draw a square as best that I can. And one side of it is 24 inches in length. What is the area in square feet? Let's start by converting inches into feet. Here's a quick way to convert. I like to always write, what was I given? What did I start with? Well, I started with 24 inches. I make what's called a T-table or a T-chart. Whatever unit you started with inches, I'm going to put that unit in the bottom. That way there's one on top and one on bottom that will cancel out. Then I'm going to think, what unit do I need to get to square feet? Well, I do know a good conversion from inches to feet. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. Now I'm left with the unit feet, which is what I want. So now I'm going to multiply straight across the top and get 24. 24 times 1 is 24 over the bottom, which is just a 12. 24 divided by 12 is 2 feet. So 24 inches is the same thing as 2 feet. Now that I've made that initial conversion into the correct units, I can actually find the area. And remember, the area of a square is the side squared. In this case is 2 feet squared, which gives me an answer of 4 square feet for my area of this square. Next example says, how many days are in 684 minutes? So we need to convert minutes into days. So let's start with, like we did the last problem, I like to always write down what I have to begin with. I have 684 minutes. Draw my T-chart like we talked about. Take whatever unit that I started with and bring it to the bottom. And to decide what goes on the top, I've got to work my way into days. Well, I don't know how many minutes are in a day, but I do know how many minutes are in an hour. I can use that conversion as a step. I know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So my minutes have canceled and now I'm in the units of hours, but I still need to get to days. I still need to get to days. So make you another T, bring down that unit that you have. I do know how many hours are in 1 day. There are 24 hours in 1 day, leaving me with the unit that I want this to be converted to into days. Now let's do some math. Across the top, 684 times 1 is 684. On the bottom, 60 times 24 gives me a value of 1440. I got a value of 0.475 and we're in days. So what that means is 684 minutes is the same thing as 0.475 days. The last example says, if a circle has a radius of 5 feet, what is the area of the circle in square inches? When in doubt, draw it out. So let's start by drawing a circle. We have a radius of 5 feet. And we're looking for the area in square inches. So we need to go ahead and convert 5 feet, which is what we're given in the problem. I need to work my way to get that into inches. Bring down the unit that you started with. I do know a conversion from feet to inches. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. My feet units cancel. 5 times 12 is 60. That tells me that there are 60 inches in 5 feet. They mean the same thing, they're just in different units. Now I can work on finding the area of the circle. Remember, the area was pi times the radius squared. Pi, in this case, our radius in the correct units is 60 inches squared. And this actually simplifies to 3,600 pi. Generally, in algebra, you'll leave it in terms of pi. If, for example, your test had all decimal number answers, you would go ahead and do 3,600 times pi, or times 3.14 to get the precise measurement or to get an exact number. But we can just leave our answer, in this case, in terms of pi. Since I don't have enough time to do an example problem for every one of these conversions, I wanted to include a little chart here with some of the most commonly used conversions that you may need, like feet to inches and yards to feet. This chart will come in very handy when you're using conversions through different units. All right, thank you for watching and hope this helps.